Swanga, this is SwaggerTurbo, and welcome back to yet another episode of Scooteria Supari, My Team Career Mode. Had a lot of different kind of races. We have had races where we have done very well. We have races where we have not even been close to top 15, to be fair. So yeah, this time we're gonna try and maybe get into points. The car is not the best, obviously. We are still long ways away from the guys in front. And yeah, we are pretty close to Williams, but Zanwood is a place where my pace is kind of okay. So we're gonna try our best to just get into the points. We have a marketing event right now, and it's mainly for our rival. It's between the McLaren duo, Ricardo and Norris, and I just thought to myself, let's just go with Ricardo, cause why not? Ricardo has been pretty slow compared to Norris. Norris is up there, literally in the top three, whereas he barely gets into points. So let's quickly get into the quali right here. Honestly, this track is pretty decent. I actually like it. Do make a few mistakes here and there, but other than that, everything else just feels pretty okay and feels very nice and flowy. So yeah, we didn't really make that many mistakes. The car is still pretty slow. I was able to gain a few tins here and there throughout this lap, as you can see on screen. We've down to 18th, and then just gaining a little bit of time through the exit of that particular corner right there. And towards the end and the back straight now, or the start finish straight, we finished in 12th, I believe, and we actually got 13th. I thought it was 12th. Maybe not. But yeah, 13th is actually pretty respectable in this car because I did not expect to be even close to top 15. But our pace is actually pretty okay over here. Jehan is down in 21st, around 16th down. But yeah, the car did feel
Before we
pretty
begin,
okay over
let's
here.
take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Ricardo, and Esteban Ocon, Magnussen, Bottas, Kumar, and Joe, Mick Schumacher, Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, and Yuki Tsunoda, Albon, Stroll, Deruvala, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
So looking at the strategy, it's pretty simple. We are going to have a one-stopper. The game was telling us to do a two-stopper, starting on softs and going on to mediums. But the tire wear upgrades are not yet in on this car, and I didn't really want to risk a two-stopper and losing more time. So I knew for a fact that these guys will go for a two-stopper because most of them started on softs. So this was actually a very nice time for us to actually try and push and just take our tires to maybe, let's say, lap 15 or 16, pit, go on to hards and try and finish on those tires. But yeah, getting a purple starting grid over here. Bottas actually nailing the start over here. As you can see, he's like slightly in front. So I think we got a 0.5 meter over here, and he must have had even better one. But it's 5 red lights for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. We have a pretty decent first phase of our launch. We're going to go and try and defend, but Joe is extremely quick on the sauce. Okay, we get slightly pushed wide. Joe is still on the inside, and Schumacher, I think that's on the outside. He gets squeezed out because of all the carnage that's going on right now. Bottas squeezing us. In return, we squeezed Schumacher, and we're trying to go for a move around the outside of Magnussen, but he does get, the extra bit of traction on those softs, and yeah, just flies past pretty much. So Schumacher trying to go for a dive down the inside. No idea why the AI is so aggressive on the first lap, but it's just, it's so good for the whole racing part. So we are still 12th, just gained one position off the start. Honestly speaking, I'm just saying just, but that's also pretty decent, especially in a car like this. So yeah, we are in 12th right now. Schumacher right behind us in soft. So all I have to do is try and dump a bit of ERS here and there and stay in front of him so that later on we can maybe just overcut him with a one-stop strategy. Lap 7 now, we have caught up to Magnussen. The gap has pretty much been the same. It's, I've been getting DRS off of Magnussen for quite a few laps. I have a lot of ERS as well, and I am planning to use all the ERS to try and overtake Magnussen because I feel like I have a bit more speed than Magnussen at this stage of the race. The softs are absolutely, going off the cliff. And as you can see, that was a pretty easy, just a DRS move. Just use the DRS around the outside of Magnussen. A pretty clean move right there. And that's a job well done. Ricardo in front, he's on mediums though. And the one thing which I saw was Alonso in front of Ricardo is on softs. So I'm pretty sure he has to do a two-stopper. So we're going to try our best. But while I'm talking about that, George Russell has an engine issue. He has an engine blowout, gets extremely close to the guys in front. No idea what the AI was doing right there. But lap 16, George Russell has indeed got out of the race. So that promotes us into 10th because obviously we were 11th right before all the pit phase and everything. And the soft runners have already pit by lap 16. We are coming into the pit on this lap, trying to maybe undercut Ricardo. I was basically doing opposite of Ricardo, but I make a huge mistake going into the pit wall. Like while we were going into the pits, I just brake way too early and yeah, compromise a whole line into the pits. We have a pretty decent 2.3-second pit stop though, so we need to try and just catch that. Like basically the time that we lost, we have to get that back. Alonso, Daruwala, and I think that's Ocon going extremely close to each other, and I make a mistake, goes completely wide. So I do slow down, go back into it, and yeah, thankfully we just get a warning and we get away with it. We have to try and catch up to Ocon and Alonso if possible, because obviously Daruwala has to still pit. So coming to the lap 36 now. It was a very, very uneventful race. It's somewhat similar to what happened in the league, the Austria Grand Prix in IFR. The guys in front were just like 3-4 tenths quicker than me every single lap, and the guys behind me were just slower than 3-4 tenths. So there wasn't much that happened. Obviously, our fuel was perfect. I didn't really have to, fuel manage or even tire manage for that matter. Our tires were holding on pretty well, and these guys went from softs directly to hards. So the whole plan of just doing a one stop compared to a two stopper didn't really work out, and at the end we got at least 1 point. So I'm very happy with that. I didn't really expect to get a point going into this race, but yeah, at the end we do get it. In quali, Norris was first, and no idea what happened, but in the race he just kept falling back down. Obviously, Red Bull has one of the best cars right now, including Ferrari as well. Those are the top two teams. But McLaren has done a lot of upgrades on their car and got that McLaren in the top three, actually. Because, yes, Russell and Hamilton are getting podiums here and there, but the performance wise, even in one lap pace, Norris is just doing such wonders in this whole series and getting that car on pole or either at least top three. So yeah, overall a pretty decent race for Verstappen. This should get the whole season championship extremely spicy and extremely close as well, because these guys are pretty close now on points, and I think Perez was only fifth. So let's go into the championship points and let's see where everyone finished. Leclerc comes in fourth, Perez in fifth, and Lando all the way down in sixth from first. So it's been a very bad weekend for him, because even his teammate Daniel Ricciardo has come up to seventh. So yeah, very close between those two as well. It's only 2 point difference between Perez and Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc is only 7 points away. So it's like a top three are extremely close right now. And we need to obviously even check the constructors, how that changes. And it's only 36 points between Red Bull and Ferrari. So this is going to be an extremely close finish between the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. Let's see who wins it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.